Right. I hope you enjoyed the scripted art performance yesterday. And I hope you looked at your partner across the table and saw the algorithm staring back at you. But enough about the living. Today we are dealing with the dead. You know exactly who I'm talking about. The ghost you keep in your pocket like a jagged piece of glass. You tell your friends you have moved on. You have deleted the photos. You have blocked the number. You have done the whole cleansing ritual. Very brave, very brave. But then it's 2 a.m. And the blue light is the only thing keeping your room from falling into darkness. And there you are, performing a digital seance. And you aren't searching for a person. You are hunting a profile. You're scrolling to a feed of someone who doesn't exist anymore, looking for clues of a story that wasn't even posted for you. Or was it? You've turned your smartphone into a portable cemetery, You carry these digital corpses around, refreshing their activity status, as if a green dot could bring back the spark that the system already sold off to a highest bidder. You are addicted to the friction of your own grief, because let's be honest, feeling the sting of a ghost is still better than feeling the absolute nothingness of your own company, right? Today we are not just looking at the blueprints. Today we are digging the graves. We are going to talk about why you refuse to let the dead, stay dead. And how the Valentine's industrial complex is your nostalgia as a monetization strategy, of course. So, grab your shovel. It's time to bury the versions of people you're still sleeping with in your head.
Unfiltered outsider. Unfiltered outsider.
All right. Oh, look at you. You are back. It's that modern masochism we talked about, isn't it? You would rather have me peel back your eyelids than spend another minute listening to a relationship guru tell you that the universe is aligning your chakras for love. Hello, I'm Noah. And don't expect a thank you for your loyalty. I'm not building a community. I'm just performing an autopsy this week. Yesterday was about the living. The end users, currently trapped in a Valentine's industrial complex. Today we are looking at your graveyard. We are talking about a digital funeral. You know the routine, I know you do. You've deleted them, right? And then you have unfollowed them and maybe archived them, and you told everyone you are doing the work. And yet here you are, carrying your ex around in your pocket. You're not moving on. You're just a ghost hunter with a high-speed data plan, You're thinking your search history is private. It's a list of hauntings. You're checking the last active status after you're monitoring a life support machine for a body that's been cold for 6 months. It's pathetic, and it's inefficient, and quite frankly, it's ruining your battery life too. So, are you ready to actually bury the dead today, or you just here to watch me dig up the bodies? Let's talk about your clean break. You love that phrase, don't you? It sounds so clinical, so decisive. You sat in your room, probably listening to some melancholic lo-fi beat, and you did it. You hit unfollow, and then block. You might haven't even moved the photos into a hidden folder, protected by a passcode that probably is their birthday. You think you have performed an exorcism, You think you have reclaimed your freedom. But here's the joke. You didn't bury the relationship, You just moved it into a different room in your head. And now you're probably charging yourself rent to keep the lights on. Do you know what you look like to the system? You aren't a soul in healing, You are just a user with a specific, predictable pattern of a long-tail engagement. The algorithm doesn't care if you're happy, It only cares that you're searching. Think about your search bar, Go on. Type the first letter of their name. See how fast that ghost pops up? That isn't fate. And that isn't the universe telling you that you're meant to be. That's a database, that knows you're weak at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday. It's keeping the body warm for you because a grieving user is a scrolling user. You are performing what I call like a digital seance, You're staring at the last active status like at a heartbreak on a monitor. Oh, they were online 4 minutes ago. Who are they talking to? Why aren't they talking to me? You are dissecting a 3-second Instagram story for clues, Looking at the reflection in a wine glass to see if there's a second plate on a table. It's a specific kind of modern torture, isn't it? You've managed to turn your own heartbreak into a low-budget detective show, where you're probably the lead investigator. And a victim. And a crime scene, all at once. But stop and look at the table. Can you see how we feel back the skin on your detox? But underneath there's no growth. There's just the same anxiety we talked about yesterday, The fear that if you actually stop looking, they might actually disappear. And then you would have to sit in the silence of your own life without the background noise of their ghost. Oh God. You're treating your past like a legacy app, It's outdated, it's budgy, it crashes your system daily. But you refuse to uninstall it because you have outsourced so much of your identity to it that you're afraid you won't put up without it. Congratulations! You haven't moved on. You've just become the unpaid night watchman of your own misery. How is the view from your graveyard? And if you think your little digital seance is a private affair, well, you're more delusional than I thought. You are being harvested. Look around. We are in the middle of the Valentine's week performance, a mass choreography of people trying to prove they aren't empty. But the system has a special category for people like you. Well, and like me. The one staring at the archived folder. You are a goldmine. The algorithm knows you are lonely, It tracks that 2 a.m. you scroll through the ghost profile. It sees you lingering on a photo from 3 years ago. And what does it do? It doesn't give you a hug for sure. It gives you a targeted ad for a wet-knit blanket. Or a subscription to a new dating app. Or if he's feeling particularly cruel, well, a memory notification. On this day, 4 years ago. Fuck off, Facebook. Oh, that's not a trip down memory lane, That's a push notification for a funeral you forgot you were attending. The system is literally poking your bruises to see if you'll buy a bandage. You've turned your most painful memories into a monetization opportunity for a committee of engineers. You think you are remembering, but you're actually just paying the appearance tag of a broken-hearted, You are sitting at the table for one, but you are inviting a ghost to sit across from you just so you don't have to face the silence. Oh God, you've turned your heart into a franchise of what-ifs. And you are the manager desperately trying to hit your quarterly KPIs of misery before the 14 arrives. Oh God, it's pathetic. You aren't a person today anymore. You are just a data point being optimized for the digital funeral industry. So, keep your hands on the glass. Keep refreshing the page. The abyss is staring back. And it's got a limited time offer just for you. Right. The graves are dug. The digital seance is over for today. You have seen how your unforgettable memories are just captured files the system used to keep you leaning against the glass. I know. Most of you will finish this recording and within 30 seconds your tongue will develop a mind of its own. I know. You'll go straight back to the graveyard. You will check that profile one last time just to see if the ghost moved an inch. You will try to ignore the fact that I just told you that your grief is being used as a training set for an AI that wants to sell you a subscription to New Beginnings. I don't know. But you can't unsee the wires now, I know. Every time you hit refresh, you're going to hear the gears grinding behind the screen. And every time you feel that spontaneous urge to check and next stories, you're going to realize it's just a push notification for your own obsolescence. I haven't just given you an episode tonight, mate. I've poisoned the well of your nostalgia. Well, you're welcome. Now, the housekeeping. Because even in the cemetery, someone has to rake the dirt. Valentine's week is a relentless assault. And frankly, so are you. I'm not doing these daily sessions because I've developed a sudden burst of affection for your company now. I'm doing this because this specific week is an infection that requires a daily dose of reality to keep from going septic. We stay on this table, dissecting the rot, every single day until the 14th. Then we can all go back to the standard 3-day-a-week schedule of being miserable in private. But don't confuse this frequency with a connection, alright? I'm not your digital shoulder to cry on. I'm the alarm clock going off in a room full of people pretending to be asleep. If you need to see the high-definition footage of the bodies we have uncovered today, the evidence is waiting at the Unfiltered Outsider socials, at UnfOutsider. Go there to see the blueprints of your own hauntings. Or don't. Tomorrow is going to be even more uncomfortable, you know? Because tomorrow we stop talking about the people you have lost and start talking about the person you have become while trying to find them. The final transaction. We are going to talk about the price tag you have put on your own dignity just to stay, well, in the game. Go back to your huntings now. Try to enjoy the seance. I'll be here tomorrow to turn the lights off again. Uninfluenced, Unpaid, Unfiltered. I'm Jackman, and this is Unfiltered Outsider.
Unfiltered outsider. Unfiltered outsider.